Some people just want to watch world fun.
Jeff nails another draft day.
Nailed it.
Top 5 has 98.
I got one more.
Just loves some Kevin James.
Fucking Kevin James.
It's the history of bad.
It's bad.
It's the history of bad.
So bad.
It's the history of bad ideas. It's the history of bad.
Oh, yeah.
It's the history of bad. That's right. It's the history of bad ideas. Podcast.
Please note that any comments, jokes, questions, maybe anything that we say on the history of bad ideas is all in good fun. And remember, we insult everybody. Our thoughts, opinions, questions, anything else, actions that we do on the show do not reflect any of our employers, organizations, advertisers, or anyone else that is associated with the history of bad ideas. And remember, at the end of the day, it's just a joke. Welcome to the History of Bad Ideas, episode number 386. I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff.
I'm Blake.
And I'm the intern.
Hey, we're here. We're here. Except for Jim. Stupid golf. I got golf. Who golfs? Nobody golfs. Nobody wants to golf.
Jim?
No. Blake, do you golf?
I chase a little white ball all over the place and drink beer.
Okay. Do you actually play 18 holes or do you play 9? Or do you play 9 and then get bored?
I only play 2 or 3 times a year,
Mm-hmm.
and both of those times involve Dr. Bednar, in which I am playing as part of a scramble, and I am usually drunk and tired by hole 11 or 12 and want to quit. Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm not drunk. I just get bored. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, it's hole number 10. Hell, I get bored in putt-putt. I do great on the first 9, and then my kids just whoop me on the last 9, and my wife does too.
Yeah.
It's like, how many loops do I have to hit this through? I'm bored. I'm going back. Stupid
Exactly.
carousel. Stupid carousel. So, Brian, how you doing over there, buddy?
Doing all right.
Okay. Anything exciting lately, Brian? Anything exciting?
No, not really. It's been a fairly quiet week.
Okay. Our listeners have liked your dog, that you work at a dog spa now, or a dog kennel.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So.
That's great.
Yeah. So what is your favorite part of working there?
My favorite part is probably the hour to hour and a half of my shift where I get to go play with the dogs.
Nice.
Like, it's part of, it's an add-on feature for packages that we sell where we can do individual play times, for if your dog's just not good with daycare or too shy or nervous or rambunctious, one or the other. You can have specialized individual play times.
Oh, so like
that's
one-on-one.
Usually, yeah, one-on-one.
Okay.
Just, go out to the big kennel and go play.
So it's like prison time. It's like their prison day time. Hey, you've been good.
Time in the yard.
Yeah.
But the intern gets exercise.
Well, most of the exercise comes the first 5 to 7 hours of my shift when I'm running back and forth.
Yeah.
Taking them in and out, feeding them, watering them, taking them upstairs to daycare. all the work.
So my dog's going to be like 14 in like a month and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
And we're trying to find out what to do. Like, we're trying to have somebody come to our house, I think. But on the opposite end, if I drop her off at your daycare, your kennel, could you just carry her around? Because she doesn't like to move much. Or could you just carry her around for 8 hours? She's about 45, 50 pounds.
I probably couldn't, carry her on my back the entire shift.
She would be like
But
Yoda.
if she needed help. Yeah. But, if she needed help going up and down stairs, we have several dogs that we have to carry up and down stairs.
She goes up the steps once a day.
because she can't make it any more than that. She goes to bed with the kids, and if she goes up more than once, we yell at her. We're like, "What the hell are you doing? Stop it!" And then she gets mad because if we're going upstairs for something, she follows. We're like, "No, don't go up." And then she starts walking down the steps, and she goes, "Arr." I'm like, "Well, you're the dumbass that walked up. Stop it! It's 2:00 in the afternoon. We're not going to bed yet. Calm down."
I mean, she can go to bed whenever she wants. She's 14, man.
She sleeps like 22 hours a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same with Tessie.
Yeah.
She'll be 15 this fall, so she sleeps 18 hours a day probably.
We throw the ball about once a week for her, for 2.5 times. She brings it back 2 times, and then the third time when my kids throw it, she just walks halfway and then turns around and lays down. She's like, "I'm done. Fuck this game.
Yeah.
I'm too old for this." So, Blake, I do have dogs. I do have a dog. So just so you know, it's not imaginary.
Yeah, that's what you say.
I'm just saying. So, Jeff, anything going on with you?
Nope.
Well, best color man in the business for nothing. Look at that. Blake, anything with you?
Came across Ken Burns' documentary on PBS that I missed the first time around, but they're re-releasing their three-part series on Hemingway.
Really? He did a Hemingway
Yeah.
one?
Yeah, so Ken Burns, as you know, he did baseball in the Civil War. There's like 2 big ones. And I think they're re-releasing the Hemingway one as a prelude because he's got Muhammad Ali coming up next.
Okay.
So he's been doing these documentaries for PBS, and just by accident a week ago, was it Sunday night or Monday night? I think they're airing them every Sunday night. I came across Hemingway, and I'm like, oh, crap, because Hemingway is one of my favorite writers. And so I recorded it, and so I've watched 2 of the 3. I think they're going to release a 3rd one next Sunday night or Monday night. But it's good. It's great because, you know, I've read lots of his works and reread lots of his works, and having lived and visited some of the places where he did and where he writes about was pretty cool. So it's kind of organic for me too. And also in the fact that he's also a self-centered asshole that I yearn to be. So
do you yearn to be him? Because you've gotten to that point some days.
What's that?
Nothing.
No, but seriously, I do enjoy Hemingway's work and a lot of his short stories, and so it is pretty cool. They go back to his early days, and of course, he's got a rotisserie file of marriages and women and alcoholism, and so they're up through his World War II. Yeah, and they're up through his World War II stuff and his 3rd wife and 3rd divorce before coming on his 4th, and it is pretty good. They go back and look at some of his early short stories, and a kind of reminder for me that some of his early works were considered graphic and filthy, because in one of the short stories he actually writes about date rape, and the girl asking not to, but the guy forces himself on her, and he received a lot of backlash for that. And to the point where in a collection of short stories, they actually forced them to remove that one story because it was so controversial. Of course, this is back in, 20s and 30s and stuff. But he goes back and looks at some of his books and inspirations for a lot of his more famous stuff, like, Sun Also Rises and For Whom the Bell Tolls and, Farewell to Arms and a lot of his other short stories that were really good and that were really still somewhat controversial, dealing with, fratricide and infidelity and all that kind of stuff. So and it's good. I like it.
Important question is, when do they start talking about Muriel Hemingway?
No Muriel yet. But I would make the assumption that she may be in there because it is pretty good. They've got a lot of celebrity, like movie stars, reading, doing a lot of voiceovers. Like Jeff Daniels is Hemingway's voice, and they have like guests in there, like Meryl Streep is his one wife's voice. I forget.
Tunis.
Yeah. Martha Gellhorn and all that kind of, that's her voice. But they also have interviews. They got Barack Obama. They got, McCain, rest in peace, and all talking about and commenting different things about it. And so the beginning of the third series, of course, is this post World War II, where he didn't want to go and document, the war, because he'd already been through, a couple, including the Spanish Civil War. And it is kind of interesting on how they did shed some light on it that I kind of knew a little bit about it, but I learned a little bit more. In the Spanish Civil War, if you remember, you had the fascist dictator, sponsored by, Italy and Germany, and supported by, believe it or not, the Catholic Church in Spain to bring about law and order and topple the legitimately elected government, which was socialist, by the way, communist, and which was supported by Stalin. And so there were, a lot of people were like, all right, this is the elected democratic government in the Spanish Civil War. They went to go support that. And that's where you get like the International Brigade, where defeating fascism was more important than defeating communism. And fascists were the bigger threat at that time. And how Hemingway actually, his buddy, I forget. Oh, darn, I can't. DS. Crap. I'll get it later. But Stalin's influence, on the communist, socialist government there, and even while they were fighting a civil war, how Hemingway and some of the other reporters opted not to report on the atrocities that the socialists were committing upon their own people, and purges a la Stalin, so as that it would hurt the cause of the fight and bringing down fascism. And I'm like, wow, man, history just repeats itself over and over again in different, multitudes, but interesting stuff.
Could you go back? Like, the Catholic Church was not doing savory things. Like, I'm kind of shocked by that. Like, they're always on the good side.
Any organized religion's got their unsavory periods, and even today. So
I think that unsavory period's still going on.
If you think about it, the Catholic Church backed the fascists, because guess what? Socialism is all about no religion except socialism. So,
the Catholic Church was on the right side during the Crusades, right? Wait, no.
Yeah, it depends who you talk to.
And they were on the proper side during the Inquisition.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, if Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, taught me anything, is that the Crusades were bad. That it tore people apart from their families. So thank you, right. Prince of Thieves. That was my history lesson.
That's what you learned from Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. All right.
And that Christian Slater, it has a really good likeness to Kevin Costner. That's why they're brothers in it. They look very similar to each other.
They look like twins to me.
They do. I love Prince of Thieves. But why a spoon, cousin? It's dog.
That's the one good scene.
No.
The one good scene.
They use a trebuchet to get Kevin Costner over the wall. Come on.
I think that was a catapult.
I am impressed by the fact that you pronounced trebuchet.
Thank you. A Chatterise, I cannot, but a trebuchet, I can. I shot myself.
But I think that was an actual catapult, not a trebuchet.
I'm going with a trebuchet. The movie...
trebuchets use counterweights. Catapults use spring or tension. And I think
it probably was a catapult. In the movie Timeline...
Yeah, I think trebuchet probably would have launched him through the wall.
Timeline had tons of trebuchets.
And it had Paul Walker. And Paul, you can't go wrong with Paul Walker in anything, except a sports car. So, anyway... Sorry. Too soon? Too tsunami?
Yeah.
Brian looks like he's mad at me. I'm sorry, Brian. I'm sorry. Can I guess that your top 5 might be the Fast and Furious tonight? Brian?
I don't know. Can you?
I'm going to guess that. Am I correct? Or do I
guess you'll have to wait and find out.
Ooh.
Another hour and a half.
Another hour. That's a tease. People.
And so we're on to top 5.
It's opposite day.
Can we take a second to talk about how tragic the COVID quarantine has been for Gwyneth Paltrow?
Yes.
Oh, she actually broke down and ate bread, guys.
Please explain this story. Explain this.
Well, did she also release a candle scent that smelled of her butthole? I mean,
vagina.
She got the one for her vagina. I mean,
are those actual real candles that she released from Goop or whatever it is? Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh, I can't. I can't.
She doesn't believe in marriage either. She only believes in coupling.
Yes.
All right. So.
And uncoupling.
And uncoupling, apparently.
Has admitted she was driven to extremes during COVID quarantine.
Man.
Things got dark for her. She has admitted to drinking as many as 2 cocktails a night. But they were quinoa-based whiskey cocktails. And sometimes even eating bread and pasta.
What type of pasta?
I don't know. It doesn't say. My lowest point this pandemic.
Whiskey.
Quinoa-based whiskey cocktails.
Pretty much pasta is all the same. It's just what kind of shape it comes in.
It's interesting because I think Brian was actually in a pyramid scam with that alcohol with the whiskey with her, because he sent some to her and she sent it back and said, "No, this isn't what I drink. How dare you?"
And it smelled like her vagina.
So I don't really know.
This is my bourbon.
I don't really know.
Fermented in the walls of my vagina.
Stop it. Go ahead, Brian.
I'm not really sure what the actual point of the article is, because it doesn't go on beyond that.
That's the question.
Says that she suffered.
She suffered.
What's worse, that, Gwyneth Paltrow's suffering by having to eat bread and pasta, or that some publication feels the need to report the story?
Correct.
But she suffered, Jeff. Suffered.
So the tagline of this article, it says, "The pandemic dragged even celebrities down. So how were the rest of us mortals meant to hold it together?"
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's not like I had my yacht to go out and, hang out on and contemplate how I was suffering in the pandemic.
Since the uncoupling, Blake, she only had a 15,000 square foot house to walk around in. It was tough.
Yeah. Why don't they ask her daughter the suffering she's got for the rest of her life when she has to say, "Yes, my name is Apple."
Granny Smith.
Well,
Apple.
Since you mentioned yacht, did you guys hear about Jeff Bezos' new yacht?
It has a miniature yacht in it. It's like a transformer.
It's a large sailing yacht that is so large that he has to have a smaller yacht to be the runner boat to get you from the
dock to the yacht.
Yeah. And his sailing yacht, apparently, since it's a sailing yacht, it's got masts or whatnot, and they get in the way, so he cannot have a helipad on that yacht. So he has to put it on the smaller yacht, so he can fly out to the smaller yacht, then I guess take a tender between yachts.
Wouldn't you, if you're Jeff Bezos, well, I guess you just don't give a shit anymore. But
that's so horrible.
But wouldn't you think
how does he live? I mean, how does he yacht? I mean, seriously.
Well,
how do you yacht, bro?
Don't you watch Below Deck? They'll show you on the Bravo channel. I mean, with Jeff Bezos, he has so much fucking money now. Wouldn't you just start trying to I don't know, do impressive things with it? Make a giant robot in Pacific Rim in case the Godzilla comes. Or
he's not Elon Musk.
Yeah. Well,
Or
at
like-
least Elon Musk is actually trying to advance scientific research and things.
Exactly.
You know, Bezos is just getting. I mean, he hasn't gotten hair plugs for Christ's sake. he can afford them. No, if to think about, he's so wealthy. Think about how many lives he can change if he could go in and do some things for people. I mean, he just lost half of his fortune and is still one of the richest men in the world.
And that's the thing. He's never going to be able to spend all this before
Half
he
his
dies.
fortune to his divorcee. Yeah.
But
his wife. But
she donates, and I'm not saying he doesn't donate, but she does. She seems like she gives a lot to humanitarian funds. So I don't.
They made a TV show out of his ex-wife donating all of her money to people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's how much of it she's giving away. Like pretty much all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and that's respectable. I mean, what else are you going to do with it? I mean, you only need so much to set yourself up.
I only need $1
and your
billion
family
to live, so
for
I'll give away
generational
the
wealth.
rest.
Yeah.
But think about how many middle class or lower class families you can help, not by donating their money or family, but by like paying off their mortgages to free up that margin of income versus debt. I mean, just stuff like that.
That extra
and how you can make
$1,000
life changes for so many generations.
Yeah, you'd pay off that mortgage. Not saying you should, but I'm just saying, I mean, you pay off that mortgage, say that $1,000 a month, and it changes their lives forever. I mean,
and I bought Mega Millions tickets tonight, and I told God, I said, I will take care of charity. Imagine everything I can do for charity, and damn it,
Charity, you're talking
she
about
deserves it. Yeah,
saw that joke coming. Boo.
Boo.
I think
No,
the
but
funniest
seriously,
tweet that I saw about him buying this yacht, it said was all of the staff for the super yacht and the mini yacht will have to wear diapers. They can't go to the bathroom. They're not allowed to take bathroom breaks.
Everything he orders has to be delivered within 24 hours. Prime.
I don't fault anyone for making money. I don't.
No, I'm all for people making as much money as they can legitimately. Yay, capitalism.
And if he doesn't want to donate, fine. And I know he does, but if he doesn't want to change, change people's lives, that's fine. That's his prerogative. But at the same time, you would think what the fuck am I going to do with this? $5 billion. Can I build a high-speed rail system? Yeah. Okay, why don't we do that? Just do it.
And then you've still got $3 billion left.
Yeah.
Unless you're trying to build it in California, you only get a couple of miles under that price.
I just, can we finish the subway in Cincinnati? Can we do that? Here.
No.
We have a subway in Cincinnati that was never finished. And
never opened.
Yeah. Then they turned part of it into a giant bus terminal that is never used. So, we do well with that. Of course,
things like wars get in the way.
Well, you also have 4 of the 9 on city council are arrested for fraud or, taking bribes. So, big things come up.
That's right. I saw.
Oh, we're only
Ohio's
4 for some reason.
For graft and corruption.
Yep.
We're doing our share.
For some reason, I thought we passed the 50% mark. I thought we were up to 5.
Not yet.
Oh, only 4.
Give it a week. Jeff and Brian, I don't want to get in. I want to give you time here for your joke of the day for Jeff, because I have one for you, for Jeff as well. Actually, I have one for you, Brian. So let me give you the intro. Jokes.
Extra jokes.
Jokes. Who's got jokes? Brian.
That started to sound like the George of the Jungle theme.
I know, that's why I did it. I love George of the Jungle. Go ahead, Brian, your joke of the day.
All right. I got 2 good ones.
Okay.
Bill and Melinda Gates got divorced. Melinda gets the house, but Bill gets to keep the windows.
Saw that coming.
I didn't see it coming.
I can't wait till we do this in person because Jeff's keyboard has made a recovery in the studios, and he could do the little rim shot on the keyboard.
You know what's interesting about Bill and Melinda Gates? I saw a headline in a story talking about Bill Gates, decadent bachelor party. Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting there going, well, what do you think a bachelor party is going to be for a nerd that's really rich and is going to get married? It's going to be
Dungeons and Dragons.
I read it. I was like, yeah, I've been in bachelor party celebrations, which were probably almost just as raunchy. I mean, that's what some people do and stuff. Like, there wasn't anything unusual about it, but I think they're trying to tie it into the starting of the divorce procedures when she learned about his ties with Epstein.
Yep. That would pretty much
and there you go.
That would pretty much be a good concern. Yep. I'm sorry, you're hanging with Epstein? Yep, we're done.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just hanging out at his island resort. It's really relaxing.
Perfect.
Way to bring down joke time.
Chris Andrew will be there.
Clinton's over there.
And Bill.
So I got a joke for you, Brian. Since
okay, honey, jokes. Go right ahead. Hey, can I come with you? No. Yeah. It's a guy thing. Oh, okay.
It's a guy. Hey, Brian.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah.
What color is the wind?
I don't know, Jason. What color is the wind?
Blue. Like that one? Brian, do you have one more joke for Jeff?
I do have one more.
We'll allow it.
This is a nod to my podcast dad.
Oh, Doug.
I quit my job as a mailman when they handed me my first letter to deliver. I looked at it and thought, this isn't for me.
Because the letter's for somebody else. So the job isn't for me. The letter isn't for it's great.
Jokes.
I don't get it.
Jokes. Who's got jokes? Brian. We had a Twitter poll of the week this week at Bad Ideas Podcast. You can follow us. This went sideways quick. I did not expect this one. What Marvel film are you most excited to see this year? Black Widow, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, Eternals, and Spider-Man: No Way Home. In last place, we got a
Spider-Man:
We got a really good turnout.
I hear he gets really blocked up in that.
Boo. Pooped it out.
I hear he gets pretty runny.
Is this the first time you've ever heard us say colon in a movie title?
We do it every time. It's in honor of Justin.
I know. I'm in bad joke mood after listening to the intern's jokes. I'm sorry.
Hey, I like
started with charity.
Oh. 6% Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. I really want to see this one. Of all of them, this is the one I want to see.
And was this an anti-Asian poll?
No, I think the number one was so strong that people just didn't care about the rest.
Okay.
In third place, with 16% of the vote, Eternals. Also looks like that crappy film or crappy TV series that Jeff watched with the dog, Lockjaw, Inhumans.
That was the Inhumans. No, this looks better than the Inhumans.
Does it? I'm worried about it.
I heard early reviews for that is that the movie feels like it goes on forever.
I mean, I'm not going to say it's going to be one of their best. I'm saying it's going to be better than Inhumans. That turned into a steaming pile quickly.
And then
Spider-Man:
winning 57% to 21%. Spider-Man: No Way Home beat Black Widow, which surprised me since Black Widow is the first one out. I thought Black Widow would be the one people are most likely to see, but Spider-Man worries me because I feel like it's just going to be a cartoon, live action version of the multiverse cartoon that they made, animated film, and I'm worried about that. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with it. So there you go, Jeff. Which one?
Guess
Did you, what?
I picked Black Widow.
Okay.
I'm guessing a lot of people just kind of, since there was that cliffhanger at the end of the last Spider-Man movie, a lot of people want to see how they figure out what they're going to do, since Peter Parker was unveiled to be Spider-Man at the end of Far From Home.
My worry is that they're going to resolve it in the first 5 minutes by Doctor Strange adding a multiverse or something. That's my worry. Like, hey, here's this great big tease. We're going to wrap it up in 5 minutes. Like, damn it.
Well, I mean, Spider-Man is pretty much the one that's going to start introducing the multiverse, right?
Yeah, because
so that's could also be why people are wanting to see it, because the multiverse.
So we have Alfred Molina is coming back for Dr. Ock.
Yep.
Osborn is in it. The rumor is it's not William Dafoe, it's somebody else. And they said the next Osborn is going to be like a big arc, like is going to be for the next 3 to 4 movies. And he doesn't start off bad.
Is it maybe Willem Dafoe?
That's what I said, right? Shut up.
You said William Dafoe.
Anyways, shut up, Jeff.
Bad jokes.
Yeah.
Tonight.
Let's see. Michael Keaton's in it.
Let's keep torturing Jason.
Oh, Gwyneth Paltrow's in it. Maybe she'll eat bread. Maybe. Donald Glover comes back. That's interesting. He plays the uncle of Miles Morales, so I'm hoping Miles Morales gets introduced in this world. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm just
bringing back all the Spideys.
Yeah, that's the rumor, is that Andrew Garfield, he denied that he's in it, but Tobey Maguire is in it. He's been seen on set. They said, who else has been in it?
Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx is in it, so I'm a little worried about that. We don't need Electro, but there's
just so they don't get Paul Giamatti in it.
I could see him being in it. That was a great scene with Rhino, wasn't it, Jeff? They're about ready to fight, and then it's over. Sorry about that.
That might have been the worst part of all Spider-Man movies.
I actually liked Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. I had no issue with that at all.
Oh, no. I didn't have a problem with any of the actors they cast.
Yeah.
At the time they cast them.
Even
Jake Johnson is the voice of Peter Parker in Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, yeah. Isn't he from...
New Girl?
Yeah, there it is. Couldn't think of it. Let's see here.
Cops.
Tom Holland's brother, Harry Holland, plays a drug dealer in the movie, just to let you guys know. So, J.K. Simmons is in it. And that's all there's really saying. Did you guys see the trailer for Venom 2, Electric Boogaloo? That came out.
No.
We posted it on our Facebook page, History of Bad Ideas.
I haven't seen it, but I read about it.
I just saw 10 minutes from Venom 1, the movie, and thought, I don't ever want to watch more.
The first 5 minutes, the first 10 seconds of the trailer look like The Odd Couple, the movie, not the one with the Friends guy. I'm talking like the classic one, and it's Venom.
Walter Matthau.
Yes,
Jack Lemmon.
It looks like Venom and Eddie Brock are trying to live together, and Venom's making breakfast at one point in the trailer, and it's goofy. But I'm just like, what the hell is this movie about? And then you go into it, and Cassidy's in it, who is the villain, Carnage, played by Woody Harrelson, and he looks like he's having fun. But I don't know. I'm hoping it's rated R, because if it's PG-13, you're not doing Carnage right. So there you go. That comes out, I think, in January. I think. Trying to think. Or no, actually, that's this year. It comes out. But there is a scene in it that somebody smashes a spider in it, and they're like, oh, "Does that mean Spider-Man's in it?" No, it's just a spider. People, calm down. Let's see here. Anything else we've seen this week?
Dos Passos.
I'm sorry, what?
That was Hemingway's buddy in Spain and the Spanish Civil War.
Thanks.
Just came to me.
Venom: Let There Be Carnage is September 24th, 2021. So, let's see here. Andy Serkis is directing it. So
Yeah.
it's got to be better than
Andy
his
Serkis.
Jungle Book movie that he made, right?
No, it doesn't have to be better than that.
On the positive, we got some news that we got to talk about first.
Yes, we do.
The Cincinnati Comic Expo. Very soon, tickets will be available on the new and improved website. So be ready. They will have merchandise, autographs you can buy from previous guests, and upcoming autograph opportunities for guests far and away, so you can order it. If you had a coupon, if you had a ticket last year in 2019, well, I guess 2019, I'm sorry. No, 2020.
2020.
Sorry, 2020.
Yeah,
Yes.
2020.
You can go to the website, and they will be carried over to the 2021 event. If you opted for a refund, tough shit. You got the money back. So there you go.
I thought you were going to talk about Dax Shepard posting
We'll get to
Kristen Bell's nude yoga.
We would talk about that first, but Dax Shepard doesn't sponsor us. We are sponsored by the Cincinnati Comic Expo, September 17th through 19th, 2021, Duke Energy Convention Center in Cincinnati, Ohio. Dax Shepard might be there. Kristen Bell might be there.
I'm in.
Ruby
That'd be
Rose
great
might
if
be
they
Time
there.
for
were.
that.
Hobie will be there
For her,
playing
not
trivia.
Dax Shepard.
Vampiro might be there, the wrestler. I don't know. We don't know who's going to be there yet, but it's fun to speculate. Tom Cruise could be there. He'll be outside passing out Scientology stuff, but
I do have to say, Dax Shepard did deliver one of my favorite lines in cinema history.
what is that?
It was from Without a Paddle when they're lost in the woods.
From that classic movie, Without
yes.
a Paddle.
And they hear something in the distance, so they're like, "Oh man, maybe we're safe." And they're like, "What? Wait, what is that?" And one was like, "That sounds like Creed." And you start hearing Creed music in the background, and Dax Shepard's like, "I never thought I'd be happy to hear anything that sounded like Creed."
Without a Paddle is vastly underrated. Burt Reynolds
it's a
is
terrible
in it.
movie.
No. Burt Reynolds,
Great cast.
Seth Green, Dax Shepard. I'm trying
Matthew
to think.
Lillard.
That's who the other one is. I couldn't think of the other one. You know what? That was a good movie. Well, not a good movie. It was a funny movie. I don't understand what your issue is, Jeff.
Wasn't a good movie.
No,
That's what you said. It had some amusing parts to it, but good isn't a word I'd use to describe it.
it was almost as good as Miss March. Just letting you guys know.
I mean, the best part of Without a Paddle was when the giant moth attacked.
Even Suppley is in it. You can't go wrong with
And
that.
Abraham Ben Ruby. But
And Ray Barker. Yeah. So it's about DB Cooper. They were looking for his gold. It was directed by Stephen Brill.
Did you also know that Homelander is in Without a Paddle?
I did not.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it was directed by Stephen Brill. He directed Heavyweights in 1995.
Oh, that was terrible.
Little Nicky,
Oh, that was terrible.
Mr. Deeds, Drill Bit Taylor,
Oh, no.
Movie 43,
Oh, that might be one of the worst movies ever made.
Walk of Shame,
I don't know that one.
The Do-Over. Oh, here we go. This is Brian's favorite, Sandy Wexler.
Oh.
I haven't seen that, and I don't ever.
Is this an actual guy, or is this like a fake name that they use when people don't want their real name attached to a movie?
Well,
Like the new Alan Smithy or something?
this will fix everything. He also directed Hubie Halloween.
Now that was a quality Halloween film right
I
there.
find that hard to believe.
When Without a Paddle is the best thing on his resume.
To his credit, he also wrote all of these. Oh, no, he didn't. He didn't write all of them. He did write Little Nicky, though.
That's when I gave up on Adam Sandler.
Time out. He was one of the writers for Mighty Ducks 1, 2, and 3. And he wrote Ready to Rumble with David Arquette.
Well, that one was good.
So, Stephen Brill, if you want to come on our show, we got some questions for you. I would like to talk to you. He appeared in The Wedding Singer. So there you go. Brian, you had something important there. It looks like you were looking up. Oh, I thought you were
I was just following along with Stephen Brill.
Oh, okay.
He actually also, they brought him in to write on the new Mighty Ducks series too. So
Okay.
that's
I gotta
cool.
see that still. I gotta see that.
Yeah, I haven't started it yet.
Without a
So was he the one that came up with the idea of the knuckle puck?
No, Knuckle Punch. Sorry. He Without a Paddle cost $19 million to make. How much did it make? How much did it make at the box office?
I'll guess $38 million.
$70 million.
I'll say
Double my guess. Wow.
$70 million. So good for them. So there you go. You're caught up on Without a Paddle. We do that every week. We pick a movie that we should not be talking about, and we discuss it. So there you go.
I don't remember what we were talking about to get us on that
Dax
tangent,
Shepard.
but yeah, but
Blake, what do you got about Dax Shepard? What did he do this week?
Jerk posted pictures of Kristen Bell doing naked yoga for Mother's Day, and I must say, as it looks to be a very toned body.
Yes. Kristen Bell. So, hey, honey, I know you're doing naked yoga out here. Can I just take your picture? Sure. I'm going to put it on Instagram.
Yeah, let me put it on social media.
Yeah. No issue there.
I mean, I feel like she's okay with it. Like,
I'm sure it was
I'm
a
sure she
whole
was.
planned thing. I'm going to do naked yoga. Oh, I'll take a picture. Hey, let's put it on social media. Okay, that'd be great.
But it got you talking, Blake.
Well, that and more.
well, the words naked Kristen Bell will get Blake talking anytime.
Damn straight.
Brian, do you have
I
any...
keep asking for Jason C. Brown to hook me up. He hasn't come through on that yet. Still waiting.
Jason C. Brown has really faltered as the Canadian of the Year this year. I'm expecting something from him, like a report, some request,
Some personal Kristen Bell photos he can share.
Yeah,
with me.
anything, because
Autographed.
I'll be honest, he could go down as the worst Canadian of the Year since Stork.
Yeah. Maybe some summer glow.
Well, since
paraphernalia.
Stork, I mean, no one will be worse than Stork, really.
True, that is true.
I mean, Jason's not going to be stupid enough to insult Pez, is he?
No. He can't insult Pez. Nobody insults Pez. Before we get to listener feedback, Brian, people have said that it's depressing to end with obituaries, even though it's the end of the show. So just be ready. We're still going to end with it, just to make it sure.
okay.
No, we're still going to do it.
Yes.
I mean,
still
we
gonna
can
keep
slip
this
in
depressing.
obituaries like ahead of like box office news.
Or Brian could just slip in an obituary here and there throughout the show. I think that might help.
Because we skipped them last week completely.
Can we stop the obituaries? Not that I have anything
all right,
against.
yeah, we skipped last
intern.
week, so we got Olympia Dukakis.
No.
Yes.
Not that I'm against intern getting more soundbite time. The
Well,
obituary
the more
stuff
I
just
talk, the more you're able to
soundbite
interrupt me.
stuff just depresses me, man. The obituary stuff just depresses me. Why am I celebrating people dying?
We're
We're
not
not
celebrating
celebrating them dying. We're
Yeah,
celebrating
you
their
are.
life.
You're glamorizing it.
No, we're celebrating their life. and their
Glamorizing
body.
it. You're making me want to be miserable.
I'm just saying. Okay, Blake, I'm sorry.
Well, okay, we're making you miserable, but we're celebrating the life of Olympia Dukakis and the artwork that she created during her lifetime.
Blake,
Like,
such
such as
Jason's favorite movie, Steel Magnolias.
let's talk about Tom Skerritt.
Yeah.
No, fuck
Oh,
him.
boy.
We'll talk about everyone else but Tom Skerritt.
Tom Skerritt's not even a character in the play. Why the hell do you think they were going to write an entire story for him?
My
for the movie?
colors are blush and bashful.
Just
Also,
make
last
sure you
week
say
we
that.
missed Ann Douglas.
who's that?
Kirk Douglas's wife.
Oh,
Is Kirk
I
Douglas
don't-
dead?
Boy,
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
what's Kirk gonna do now?
Well, he's dead.
Well, he's dead. So
I'm
if you listen to
Spartacus.
obituaries, we did it a few weeks, maybe a month ago back when he died.
Real sad news. Colt Brennan died this week today. Hawaii. record
Today,
saying
yeah.
Hawaii quarterback. Led them to an undefeated season. He was a monster out there.
He
And,
still has several college football records that are still held up.
37 years old. He got drafted by the Bears, I think.
The
Washington football team
That's what it was. He played for 3 years, and then he went to the
ruined his career.
Yeah. Well, they said he was in and out of substance abuse programs. His dad was said that he was in the middle of he was in month number 5 of a substance abuse program right now.
Rehab.
They found him. Yeah. So that sucks though. He was
those
awesome.
Hawaii teams were fun to watch.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, moving on.
Except for when they played Georgia. Except for when they played a real football team.
Yeah, they lost 41 to 10
Division
in that
One.
game. That did not go well. Blake, let's do some listener feedback.
Sure.
What you got?
Got some bomb listener feedback brought to you by Vladimir Putin, that 68-year-old world-class athlete who dabbles in Russian presidential politics.
And oil.
That's right. He had multiple hat tricks in the All-Star Hockey Showcase there in Sochi.
Do you think they just move aside for him? What do you think?
I mean, it's nothing like his hockey performance he had a couple years ago, where he had like 12 goals, in a game.
You know,
He only had like 8 or 9. There's actually one of the goals were disputed, but I'm sure the statistician will rule in his favor.
I'm guessing he's kind of like the last Boy Scout. He goes running out there with a gun, and if you don't move from the goal spot, when he shoots, he's just going to shoot you. He's just going to kill you, allegedly.
Yeah.
What we got this week?
So, just so you know, I mean, Kim Jong-il, quit golf because he kept getting holes in one on every hole. It wasn't challenging for him. So, he didn't understand.
The interesting thing about that is in North Korea, the golf hole that you hit it in is actually 50 feet wide by 40 feet long. So it's it's a pretty big hole to get the hole in one in. Just a little fun fact.
Imagine if you're a ruthless dictator, you can, sports must be very fun and entertaining for you to play.
Mussolini threw a perfect game once. I mean, that was pretty impressive. So, fuck Wade Miley. I threw a perfect game. I'm Mussolini and ran a country.
That's right. That's why baseball was outlawed in Italy, because
That's right.
Mussolini, the other team could never score.
Never.
They couldn't even get on base.
One of the reasons Bob Ross had to leave Germany is because Hitler kept saying that he was the best artist, and Bob Ross kept disputing it, so he had to get out of the country. It's a low-known history fact. It's very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah. Well, you figure everybody that Putin plays hockey against, how many of those guys have who didn't let him make a breakaway with the puck? How many of those guys have died by poisoning?
Allegedly.
Or mysterious circumstances?
Allegedly.
Or how come he never gets checked? I don't understand.
Well, he doesn't get checked on the world stage either. Anyways, moving on. What do we got from Doug?
Yeah, we always start off with that guy.
Number 1 fan?
Yeah.
7?
Yeah. Formerly known as. That's right. Big D. Says, I've asked this before, but give me a good answer this time. He's pretty demanding for a listener feedback person, isn't he? Says, why isn't Chris Pine a bigger star?
Why do you think Chris Pine? Go ahead.
Because he elected to do a DC movie instead of Marvel movies.
Oh, I thought you were going to say because he elected to do a Trek movie.
No, it was just he did a DC's in the DC movies and whatnot, and they're just not as popular as the Marvel movies.
So, how many Star Trek movies has he done? 3?
3.
Okay. It is interesting because, he's not like Scott Speedman. He actually has skills, and he was supposed to be like a pretty big star. And obviously they brought him back for Wonder Woman 2, which they shouldn't have. But he's enjoyable in it and that. But is it just, do you think he's just doesn't care maybe? That's part of it? He just picks what he wants?
That could be, but I don't know. I mean, he does what he wants. That's true. He's big enough that, he doesn't have to do movies he doesn't want to do.
Maybe if he was in Fast and Furious, that would catapult him.
It definitely would.
Would. It is pretty impressive. Brian, why do you think Chris Pine's not a bigger star? Do you think his abs are not good enough? Do you think that could be it?
I think he's an ample enough star.
Okay.
I mean, he's got a net worth of over $30 million. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's not building high-speed trains from California to New York, but he's still living in a 10,000 square foot house.
Yeah, and he's not scoring 3 hat tricks in hockey all-star games.
Yeah. Okay.
So how do you think Vladimir Putin would have done against Tom Wilson?
Fuck Tom Wilson and fuck the NHL.
Got a lot
Bullshit.
of anger.
Hey, Brian, you should be happy. You beat me for third place because Tom Wilson took out my player.
Oh, I wouldn't have chosen to win that way, Jeff.
Okay.
Well, if you're on Putin's team, you really don't need goons because you have a whole secret police organization, radiation poisoning all your competition.
Allegedly.
I mean, you could probably just get sniped from the box seats or something.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's like sudden death with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Fuck you, Yager. Traitor. What do we got next?
Nick Albright's back again. Saying, Jeff Money, how would you rank the Mortal Kombat movies? Hashtag penis fatality.
Yeah, I didn't hear your music at all there, Jason.
Technical difficulties.
Oh. Well, that's a shame.
Yeah, we didn't hear your music at all.
Oh.
Or I didn't, anyway.
Did somebody die from a penis fatality in Mortal Kombat? One of the Mortal Kombat movies?
Maybe.
God says rank them, Jeff.
There you go.
Okay, the first one from the, was that 90s when they made that?
They got Mortal Kombat, the word I can't say, Annihilation.
Annihilation?
Thank you. And the new Mortal Kombat.
Well, I'll say the first Mortal Kombat, I'll give 3. The newest one, I'll give 5. I never saw Annihilation, so I won't rank it.
No, you can. Just put it as last. It's awful. It's horrible.
Yeah, but, well.
So
And now that's out of 13.
Okay. So your favorite is the newest one so far?
Yes.
Okay. There was an article yesterday that I was reading that they ranked all playable Mortal Kombat characters in the video game series, and there was like 77 of them. And I didn't know like the backstory, like you see in the Mortal Kombat movie, the new one, like that's in the video games. Like they started adding like, and there's different eras and all that stuff. I'm like, what? Wait, what happened? And who's the main guy? Liu Kang. In one of the games, he gets his head ripped off, so he's no longer a character in the series. I'm like, what? What happened there? Like, okay. So, very interesting. Let's see here. Blake, keep going.
This one's from Pittsburgh Nerd. Since AEW and Impact Wrestling have been crossing over, have you watched Impact yet? And if so, what have you thought of the product?
I read about it. I read the reviews every week. I do not watch it because I don't have the channel.
That's the best way to enjoy wrestling is to read about it.
Shut up, Jeff. I don't have the channel, and I'm not smart enough to do Twitch or care enough to do Twitch because they play live on Twitch.
Or just do what I do. Just watch Dark Side of the Ring.
Yeah, and you don't want to be depressed. Okay, good job, Blake. Don't do obituaries. They're too depressing.
Well, because I know it's all fake anyways.
Yes, that's right. Brian Pillman didn't die. Anyways, I'm intrigued by it, but I feel like there's not enough Impact stars coming over to AEW, especially since Omega won the Impact Championship. You would think that they would be pissed off and be like invading, like, screw you, give us our title back. Brian, what do you think?
Honestly, I haven't really watched much of the crossovers either. I honestly, right now I'm only really watching AEW when the Hollywood Hunk is on.
Who would that be?
That's Ryan Nemeth.
Do you have a picture of him?
Yeah, it's somewhere around here.
Okay.
Ryan Nemeth, you mean the guy who apparently now likes podcasts?
He loves podcasts, apparently, all of a sudden.
Oh,
I don't know what changed.
Anytime you're on this podcast, you need to have a picture ready for us of Ryan. He is hot.
Yeah. I'll have to look and see.
Okay.
We did some spring cleaning, so I feel like it got subtly moved away from its spot in the living room.
Subtly moved.
On the mantle.
I do kind of like the idea of Omega being Thanos and trying to get all the titles. I don't know what's left. Maybe NWA, Nick Aldis, and maybe Ring of Honor if they're willing to play. But I don't think he's going to get any Japan ones. I don't think New Japan's going to give him the title. Triple
I wouldn't imagine.
No. Maybe Ohio Valley Wrestling title, because that's back. Al Snow runs it. So, Ohio Valley's back.
Does he have Head with him?
No, he does not. No, he does not.
I did watch Blood and Guts. That was their last week or whatever.
Yeah.
That was weird.
It was a fun match, but it went like 10 minutes too long. And then the ending
was dumb. Like the blading was very like it wasn't even like they weren't even trying to hide it.
Yeah.
And then like the ending where it was like the Undertaker throwing Mick Foley off the top. Well, let's just throw Jericho off the top, and then let's have the camera zoom directly into where he's landing, right on
the pads.
The pads.
No, it was steel. It was cardboard, spray painted steel like, but they forgot to color the underneath, so it looked like.
Like at the very least, just like zoom up, zoom away, so like you're not. Don't give me the ground level camera on that Impact.
Yeah, they said they should have had the farther one away, like you said, zoomed out, and just have him MJF toss him. And then that's it.
And then,
don't show him land, or if you just show him go off camera down below, and then say, "Oh my God, we're out of time. What happened?"
Sure. Right.
Instead, it looked like something Jim and I used to do in the back of a sporting goods store we used to work at. That's what it basically came down to. But yeah, I mean, I like MJF, so I'm okay. But the match was odd. Yeah, like when he's telling Sammy, give up or I'm tossing Jericho off, and he does.
Yeah.
And then he just stood there for like 5 more minutes. It's like, yay?
Yeah. Like, I feel like that could have been just way better.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was odd. I was watching with my oldest son, and he's like, why is he bleeding? And I was like, I have no idea. They showed another guy coming in, and Dax Hardware is over there bleeding like a stuffed pig. And I'm like, where did he get hit at? Like, he was laying in the corner. What else we got here, Blake?
Steve at ILFM.
Oh, yeah.
Says, what is the greatest ape movie of all time, and why is it Congo?
Sad gorilla.
So I think he just answered his own question.
All right. Well, my answer is Congo is the greatest ape movie of all time because Tim Curry's in it.
Oh,
there you go.
He eats sesame seeds or buns or whatever. That's a good one. Okay. Hey, Jeff. Put them on the endangered species list. Dunstan checks in is probably a second one, or Ed.
Oh, no.
Ed might be up there with Matt LeBlanc.
No. How about Going Ape with Tony Danza?
Does he play a character named Tony?
I don't remember the character's name, but I would say 90% is Tony.
Okay. I'm going to double check on that. So, just checking.
What about Ed?
I said that.
Ed.
I said that. With Matt LeBlanc. Tony Danza plays Foster in Going Ape.
Tony Foster?
No. Behind the scenes, yes. They just they just cut out Tony part of it every time in the movie. Danny DeVito's in Going Ape. Wow. Yeah. 1981 American comedy. Is it? Made $5.5 million at the box office.
What about the original Planet of the Apes?
Beneath the Planet of the Apes.
Okay. Dr. Zayas.
That one was horrible.
When the budget was sliced in half, then in half, then in half.
Was that the one that ends with the nuclear blast? Where they're worshipping the nuclear missile?
How about MVP?
Why not?
Most valuable primate when he plays hockey.
Oh, no, not at all. No.
What else we got?
This is from Dev. The Psy guy. A little late, a couple episodes behind, but it says regarding the face-off between Treebeard and Lumberjack. 3 things. 1, he says, I'm glad Brigger had no clue who Treebeard was. 2, I'm glad Jeff overthought the question. And
Always
3, I'm
overthink
glad
it.
the intern and Brigger chose the right answer.
Hell yeah, we did, Brian. Fuck yeah, we did. Like, that was up for debate.
Yeah, not even a question.
And we must be spewing off a lot of factually correct information too, because we've had like 0 corrections for the past couple months.
That is true. We've had no corrections. Good for us.
You know, we just spew knowledge, and I don't understand why more people don't just accept what we say as fact and just move on. But apparently they are, actually.
They are lately. They are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I just discovered a little bit of fun trivia. I was looking at the Going Ape page or whatnot, and I saw that Rick Hurst was in Going Ape. And I'm like, Rick Hurst, the guy who played Cletus in Dukes of Hazzard? So I clicked on his page, and I noticed he is the father of Ryan Hurst.
Wow.
Opie from
Yeah.
Sons of
Gary
Anarchy.
Bertier.
Walking
And
Dead.
I did not realize Opie's father was Cletus.
That's awesome. Ryan Hurst got the
That's
height.
cool.
Ryan Hurst, I think, got the height in that family.
Well, Rick Hurst wasn't small.
Yeah, but Opie's pretty big. What else? Let's wrap
This is
this up.
Cletus,
Thanks.
not Enos. Cletus was the
Man.
big.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
just thinking Enos.
Try.
Sorry, my bad. That was Enos.
Come
Envy.
here for all your hee-haw trivia.
Dukes of Hazzard. That was Enos Envy for me. Sorry. Let's see what else.
Hee-haw, Dukes of Hazzard, whatever. Professor number 1 and Doctor number 1.
You know, I'm writing that one down, Jason.
Why do you think is the worst mother in a television series?
Who do you think?
No, who do you think is the worst mother in a television series?
I don't know. I was trying to be a nice guy and just put a "Who's your favorite television mother" out there in a poll for Twitter of the week, and dear God, everybody lambasted me. How dare you forget her? How dare you forget? I was just putting a couple out there. Sorry.
Ooh, do we get to read the results of that next week?
I don't know. I have it here somewhere. Oh, no.
My pick for worst mother in a television series is Gemma Teller.
Gemma's probably the worst. Gemma is probably the worst. Charlie Hunnam had every perfect opportunity to kill her, and he did, and in the show, and I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with it. You know, it's a shame it wasn't real because, allegedly, because, you know, then she wouldn't be making that effing horrible show, Rebel. I'm a rebel. I helped the underdog out. I'm a rebel.
Well, I've been recording it, but I haven't watched it yet, so I'll have to watch that and get back to you on why it's a great show.
Every single time that commercial comes on, my wife goes, "Oh, dear God." Because I say it every time. I'm a rebel. I help the underdog. I'm
going to put it
Blockovich.
this way. Have you ever seen Katie Seagal in a bad role?
Rebel.
So the answer is no, you haven't.
I like Katie Seagal. I like Katie Seagal. That looks like shit. It looks awful. Looks
But
horrible.
you haven't seen it, so you don't know. You have to give it 3 episodes. Come on, that's your test.
I'm not watching 3 episodes of that shit.
They never did do the Modern Family crossover with Married with Children, did they?
No. It was a different era, I think, too.
I mean, that would have been a great finale for that show. Or a spoof finale.
Ed O'Neill did show up in 8 Simple Rules. Is that close enough?
No. Although I did see in the props, he was reading the same newspaper props from Married with Children in Modern Family.
Was he?
Yeah.
I think they have one newspaper prop that they use in Hollywood.
What's a newspaper?
Exactly.
Blake.
So the results of our Mother's Day poll Jason ruined.
For best mother. This is best mother.
Best mother. Mm-hmm. The choices are Peggy Hill, Lorelai Gilmore.
Gilmore Girls.
Lorelai. Oh, my God. That show's horrible.
Claire Dunphy.
Oh yeah. Claire
Carol Brady.
Carol Brady.
Ooh.
This was from a website
Claire.
online.
Come on.
It's from where?
I picked 4 of the top 10 from a website. I think it was Collider.
Collider?
Yeah.
Why didn't you pick the top 4?
Collider.
So
Carol Brady was one of the top
Collider. 4. The crossover cooking website with Pop Culture TV.
So in last place with 4% of the votes, Claire Dunphy.
Boom.
That's bullshit.
And
I hate this poll already.
But they didn't say most attractive mother. They said best mother.
Third place, Lorelai Gilmore with 22% of the vote.
Oh, God, Lorelai.
And winning
a break.
And winning 39% to 35% was Peggy Hill over Carol Brady.
Thank goodness.
Hill.
Because Carol Brady didn't even do mothering. She didn't. Alice did all the mothering in that TV show.
No. Alice did the cooking and the cleaning. That's not mothering. Mothering is yelling at Greg when she finds cigarettes in his jacket.
What's these?
Mothering is putting a jacket on Bobby when he's is out trying to set a.
Alice did more mothering than Carol Brady.
Not even close.
I'm going to have to go back and start
Alice
watching and start a check
work.
mark. I'm going to start doing based upon your standards. I mean, who made those kids lunches every day? Come on.
Sam the Butcher when he slept over.
That's not a mother thing to do. That's a servant thing to do.
Hey, what did Carol Brady do, by the way? She was just a professional housewife.
Yeah. She volunteered at the children's schools. She
I don't remember that episode.
It was the one where she caught Greg smoking, although it wasn't Greg's cigarettes, so he took the fall for a friend.
Or she was just helping out that day.
Well, she was on the anti-smoking committee, and then her son got caught with cigarettes. I mean, come on.
But she was okay with heroin. I mean, that was odd. No smoking, but here's heroin. It was odd. I just like the episode they went to Kings Island in Cincinnati. Wrong tube with the architecture papers.
It was a Yogi Bear poster. Oh, man, how embarrassing.
At least they went on the racer, though.
Well, that was the only ride they had with that.
Jeff, give me some news of the geek music.
Dun, 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 dun. News of the geek.
Let's see here. Per New York Post and BroBible.com, it's pleasant to have Bro. Matt Riddle. It's pleasant to have the ability to modify your food and drink when ordering online. But if you're making more than 5 modifications to your cup of coffee, maybe you're a dick or a schmo. Edward, who placed a ridiculous Starbucks order that went viral for all the wrong reasons, is a schmo.
Yeah.
His drink order.
I mean, you really should check the visuals out on this if you're listening at home.
The
Go to the
order.
brobible.com and Starbucks and look at these assholes that come up with this shit.
Oh, we got
man.
it here. Hold on.
But anyways, go ahead. This outrages me.
24 ounce venti caramel ribbon crunch frappuccino. What the fuck did I just say? What the hell is
First
this?
of all, nobody knows what that is. Keep going.
Yeah, that's the normal drink.
Caramel ribbon
Lord.
crunch frappuccino was to be double blended. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Then Insane Beverage had 13 total modifications, including
13 mods.
5 bananas, extra caramel drizzle, extra whipped cream, extra ice, ew, extra cinnamon, ew, 7 pumps, of caramel sauce, extra caramel crunch, 1 pump of honey blend, heavy cream, extra salted brown butter topping. What the hell is brown butter topping? Is that like the things at like Texas Roadhouse, like the butter? And 5 pumps of Frappuccino roast. Oh, and 7 servings of Frappuccino chips. What the hell is that?
Yeah.
Probably some stupid TikTok challenge.
Yes.
Well, that's the problem. And TikTok trend that inspired the messy mix is enough to make even the most seasoned barista need a post-shift drink. Josie, a Starbucks employee, took to Twitter over the weekend, venting about the venti caramel ribbon crunch frappuccino that dickhead Edwards ordered. And she tweeted, on today's episode of Why I Want to Quit My Job. Let's see. The Edwards drink, though, is just one of many that have been inspired by a new TikTok trend, which encourages coffee lovers to get outlandishly creative with their orders. Under the hashtag Starbucks, imaginative, they're not really imaginative, fuck them. Content creators.
Dickhead content creators.
Yeah. Thank you, Blake, for fixing that. Are sharing
You're
hundreds of customized drinks from the cafe's chain's unofficial secret menu. Coffee fiends are finding funky ways to jazz up their Java. Bad news is baristas abhor making these elaborate, time-consuming drinks. Josie also said this order comes in every other week. While she showed a picture of a green tea cream frappuccino. What the fuck is a green tea cream frappuccino with 29 supplementary specifications?
29.
Another barista said, I'll raise you this, and had a cafe misto with over 30 additional demands.
All right. Well, I got a question.
Yes.
If you're like one of these people that makes these outrageous demands, if you tip well enough, is it okay?
How much of a tip?
Like 50 cents for every, like you get 2 free specifications and 50 cents for every specification after that. So on a
I guarantee
29,
you there's no tipping going on.
So-
if they were
so-
getting tipped well, these baristas wouldn't be bitching about it.
Brian's a bartender. Brian, say you're in the coffee shop and some asshole makes this drink, requests this drink.
I asked Jim about this same question.
How much of a tip is worth of the? How much tip is worthy to make this?
I would give 100%.
Okay, so if he gives you, if it's this drink like
Say it's a $20 coffee with it's going to take 25 minutes to make probably.
My God,
I mean, I would expect, but it would never happen. But
You would
I
expect
say-
100% tip. You like if it was $20 and they plop down 40 for you.
I mean, it would somewhat make it. I mean, they would, no matter what they tip, they'd still be an asshole.
yeah.
But I mean, that would at least make it manageable.
I mean, it's going to take 5 minutes just to
aren't
make
you
a
the one that's
banana.
not counting out 44 kibbles for the dog's bowl?
Anyway,
Right. Yeah. No,
I mean, allegedly.
customer.
no, I don't do that.
Well, here's the best one. Customers are waiting behind these Edwards of the world aren't fond of it either.
Hey,
Quote, I was behind a woman who had an order that ridiculous, and instead of it being heated to 37 degrees Celsius, not 36, not 38, she needed it to be heated to 37.
she will know the difference.
Yes.
So my question on that is, does spit lower or raise the temperature?
I'm guessing lower.
What effect does my certain appendage have on the Celsius degree of this drink?
I tell my kids all the time, if we eat out or we order food and that, never piss off the people making your food. It's the same rule from Waiting, the movie. You don't.
This is where going through drive-thrus with family people who can't order a regular item but have to modify it with 3 or 4 different modifications. And I tell them, I said, every time you make a modification like this, all you're doing is increasing the chances that it's going to be wrong.
Yes.
And then when you get their food, it's like, yeah, we got to hit pickles on it. I'm like,
I would like 13 burgers with 6 cheese in between. I need bacon and lettuce and a Diet Coke, please. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. I fucking hate people.
It's well. First of all, it's really offensive to me as a Java, cafe cappuccino lover that not only do you have titles like Venti Caramel Ribbon Crunch Frappuccino, or you have Venti Caramel, or the
green tea cream,
green tea Venti Mocha
cream
Frappa Macalaca.
Macalaka,
whatever. That first of all, that's all offensive to begin with. But if you're adding 26 modifications or 30 modifications, and you're not, as we say, giving a good tip, and just so you can post it on TikTok with the stupid "look at me" generation, look how funny and smart I am. I'm like, fuck you.
How many times does that get spit on though? Too. I'm seriously not even spit on, but like. Oh, I dropped the banana.
Or the expectation that it's going to be spit in. Yeah. I mean, come on. If you're an honest, decent person, barista, you're not going to. But, you
may not spit, but you're going to do something to fuck that drink up. Because there's no way he's going to know, that douchebag is going to know that all that stuff is in there.
That's right. Only 7 pumps.
That one lady
only
knew
6
if it was,
pumps of caramel sauce, not 7.
That one lady would know if it was going to be a degree too hot, or too cold. These people are experts.
Better question: how many calories is this drink? 2,000?
14,000?
3,000?
Easy.
How many doses of type 2 diabetes are in these?
I told you, I used to have somebody that I worked with that. She would go to Starbucks every day, and she would have 1,000-calorie drink because she would have modifications to it. And then when she realized she was kind of put in how many calories it is, she's like, "Oh my god, I didn't realize that." And then she would continue doing it. It's like, well,
1,000-calorie bomb.
Yeah,
Why is my blood sugar so high?
Shit, to me, in my opinion, shit like this is why you keep seeing all these places pop up saying we're closed because we don't have a staff.
Yeah.
Is people do shit like this and it pisses people off, or they don't they're just trying to work and they don't want to be part of some dumbass social media challenge where you're going to be a dick.
Exactly. Just stick to espresso and milk, for fuck's sake, man. Come on.
Coffee and cream and sugar.
There you go.
Dude, it's...
I don't even know why you would put a banana.
Starbucks puts itself out there as the place of fancy coffees. I mean, I can understand you don't want that shit if you're serving at McDonald's and someone wants a coffee with 18 modifications.
I would like 6 Egg McMuffins in my coffee.
Starbucks designs these sugar bomb drinks, and people go ahead and make 29 modifications.
So you're saying some of this is probably self-induced?
Some of it, a little
because
bit.
They don't put their foot down and say you know what, we're not going to do this. We're not going to put 44 fucking spritzes of fucking caramel crunch nut bars in here, buddy. We're not going to do it.
If you're serving a drink that's titled Venti Caramel Ribbon Crunch Frappuccino, and you're supposed to know what size a Venti is,
20 ounces.
20 ounces.
Well, no, it's 24.
24.
How come a grande is the smallest? Fuck that store.
Hey, Brian.
Yes.
It was very sexy when you said nut bar. That got me going. Give me that nut bar.
And drizzle.
I want the TikTok challenge of a douchebag ordering this and then the barista just throwing it on them after they made it. Hey, here's your fucking thing, Edward. Take it, you asshole.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start a TikTok challenge where you just go in and you be a normal person and order something, and then you get it, and then you leave.
Oh, and you leave a 20% tip just for a carry out.
Can I have a
drink?
Can I have a grande coffee? Thanks.
TikTok challenge, Starbucks, hashtag Starbucks, Hobie Starbucks.
Hobie Starbucks. Hashtag Hobie Starbucks.
Tweet that to us. If you go into a Starbucks and just order a regular drink, hashtag Hobie Starbucks. Tag us on at Bad Ideas Podcast.
And tell the staff, thank you.
Yeah.
You don't
put
TikTok
$1
it
in the jar.
because I don't think any of us are on TikTok. Hobie doesn't have a TikTok presence.
And I want you to say, after you order it, say, "You're welcome" from Hobie. I mean, that's it. I mean, you're welcome. Hobie started this to make your job easier. Quickies. The Hollywood Reporter has learned that Hannah Banana, John Kamen from Ant-Man and the Wasp and Ready Player One has been cast as the warrior in Millennium's upcoming Red Sonja reboot. Joey Soloway from Transparent and Mother Trucker is directing the project with the screenplay he wrote with Tasha Huo from Tomb Raider, the TV, and Women in the Dirt. Hannah John Kamen is, of course, best known for her role as Ava Starr / Ghost in Ant-Man and the Wasp, but she also was in Ready Player One, Tomb Raider, Star Wars The Force Awakens, The Tunnel, Game of Thrones, and more. I'm interested in this. I think she could pull it off. I don't have a problem with that.
I think so, too. And I do have a question. So you're going Red Sonja, right?
Yeah.
So, of course, that means,
Conan.
metal bikini chain armor or scale armor, right? And the reason we found this Hollywood Quickie is because for some reason I keep getting all these Red Sonja feeds injected to me by social media, and I don't know why, but I keep sharing them with everybody. But in this now politically correct day and age and fixing of people's outfits, especially female superheroes or female heroes, what are the odds that she's a fully clothed, less sexy Red Sonja?
Oh, there's no way that it's going to be the old school.
Yeah.
No way. No way.
It makes zero sense for armor to actually be that. I mean,
but what if it's +5?
Well, if it's magic armor, then okay.
Is it like a magic
What if it
helmet?
comes with tassels of intimidation?
Ooh.
She doesn't need them.
Me and my magic helmet.
She doesn't need magic to intimidate.
Everybody needs magic. Everybody. There you go. There's your news. Let's get you some box office news and world report with Jeff at 6 p.m. Go ahead, Jeff.
It's at 6 p.m. if you start listening to this podcast at... No, wait, no.
It would be at 4:39.
All right.
At insert time here.
All right, the box office for May 7th through May 9th. We've got number 1, Wrath of Man, made $8.1 million in its opening weekend on a $40 million budget.
Okay.
Coming in at number 2, unless somebody wanted to say anything about Wrath of Man.
Nope.
Okay. Number 2, Demon Slayer the movie, Mugen Train, made another $3 million, total of $37 million on a $60 million budget. Okay. Coming in at number 3, Mortal Kombat made $2.4 million, a total of $38 million on a $55 million budget. Number 4, still holding strong, Godzilla vs. Kong made another $1.9 million, a total of $93 million on a $160 million budget.
Slowly getting there.
And at number 5, Raya and the Last Dragon made another $1.85 million, a total of $44 million on a budget of $140 million.
Telling you, Jeff, still going to be talking about this next November. Telling you.
Raya and the Last Dragon is still going to be in the top 5 in November.
Maybe. It's going to be.
There are things opening in the summer, Jay.
Yeah, your upcoming list, Jeff, we actually, Brian did a good job as the intern. There's like 18 films coming out this year or this week, but only 4 of them were wide released. We finally got wide release films, so good job, Brian, on that. Nice job.
Only the wide releases are coming. All right, nice job. Okay. Upcoming May 14th of 2021, we have Those Who Wish Me Dead.
You got this, Brian?
I do.
Okay.
Those Who Wish Me Dead. A teenage murder witness finds himself pursued by twin assassins in the Montana wilderness with a survival expert tasked with protecting him and a forest fire threatening to consume them all.
Okay.
From the frying pan to the fire.
Is it starring
Twin Assassins?
Is it starring
Angelina Jolie?
Howie Long?
No, that was a different movie.
Oh.
Angelina Jolie, Nicholas Hoult,
Ooh, the
Ben
Beast.
Little, John Bernthal. Nice.
Oh.
The Punisher.
Tyler Perry.
Oh, God, I'm out.
Hopefully he's not Medea.
He does not play Medea.
Hallelujah.
It's directed by Taylor Sheridan from Yellowstone.
Oh, okay. That's coming back next month. June.
Yeah.
Also,
sorry.
go ahead, Brian.
I was just going to ask Jason if he saw that they added another spinoff that they're doing. So they got 2 spinoffs now.
Really?
For Yellowstone, yeah, for Paramount Plus.
What's the other one?
It's like Ranch 6666. Supposed to be like it's based off of a true ranch, like that's the ranch number or name somewhere in Montana or in around that area.
That's one too many 6s.
That's the joke. What else we got here?
Also, opening up, we have Profile.
On the night that he and his high school sweetheart Cindy plan to consummate their love, Eugene whacks his head and falls into a coma. 4 years later, Eugene wakes up and discovers that his girlfriend is now a centerfold model and playboy. Together with his best friend, Eugene embarks on a cross-country trip to visit Cindy and win her back.
That's Miss March.
What? Oh, I typed it in wrong. My bad. My bad. What else we got going
Damn it,
on?
Jeff, you're spoiling it again.
Yeah, if he's going to read Miss March, it deserves to be spoiled. We also have Spiral.
What's that? Go ahead, Brian. You can do this one.
Let me find it.
Oh.
I was still on Profile as I expected to read it like a normal person, but
Jason had to ruin it.
Spiral is the new chapter of the Saw trilogies. A criminal mastermind unleashes a twisted form of justice in Spiral, the terrifying new chapter from the Book of Saw.
Brad from the Cinema Guys gave me a review. He saw it tonight. Chris Rock was great in a dramatic role, and this was the best sequel in the Saw franchise. So there you go. There you go.
So it's got Samuel L. Jackson, Chris Rock.
They actually hired real actors.
Yeah. It looks decent. It really does. So
I've only seen maybe almost all of the first Saw. I haven't seen any of them.
I think I've seen 5 of them, and then I kind of.
So you didn't even see the amazing twist at the end of the first one, Brian?
I didn't.
Oh wow! I saw the first 2.
The twist is she's a guy. Big twist at the end.
Oh wait a minute! I think that's Crying Game.
Nope. No, it isn't.
Also coming out this Friday, we have Finding You. Now, don't read Finding Nemo.
Wow.
Or Finding Dory.
Finding You. Finley, a talented, aspiring violinist, meets Beckett, a famous young movie star, on the way to her college semester abroad program in a small coastal village in Ireland. An unexpected romance emerges as heartthrob Beckett leads the uptight Finley on an adventurous reawakening, and she emboldens him to take charge of his future until the pressures of his stardom get in the way.
You sure that's it? I got, in the year 2455, Earth is now a contaminated planet abandoned for centuries, yet humans have returned to the deadly place that they once fled. Not to live, but to research the ancient, rusting artifacts of the bygone civilizations that caused the environmental disaster. Little does the most recent landing party realize that the fate that awaits them is death. I don't know. There you go.
It awaits us all.
So there you go. Got 19% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's probably not good. Let's see.
I might watch it only because Tom Everett Scott's in it.
Tom Everett Scott's good.
Oh, I really thought you meant Tom Skerritt. I was like,
I was
yeah, I
thinking
would
Tom
watch Tom
Skerritt,
Skerritt.
too.
Tom Skerritt, Tom Everett Scott.
Same name.
Tom
Yeah.
Sizemore.
No, that's just crazy. Jeff, give me some top 5 music.
Top 5 music for our top 5 list.
Oh, you suck. Anyways,
It's better than any song you ever wrote.
jokes. Who's got
Truth.
jokes? Brian does. Just saying.
Thanks for proving my point.
Hang on.
Gummy bears, where do they live? I don't know. Down the street, maybe. I don't know. Gummy
So now
bears.
I have to tell Jim not to bother listening to this episode because Jason sang Gummy Bears.
Gummy bears. Let's see. Top 5 this week is top 5 favorite moments in one film franchise of your choosing. There's a little confusion on that. So everybody gets to pick a film franchise that they want, that they like, and you pick the top 5 favorite moments from it.
Oh, I thought we picked our top 5 favorite moments from other people's chosen franchises.
Do that too. You do you, Jeff.
Holy
that is not what I thought.
Nikes, I totally misread this.
What did you do, Brian?
I've got 5 moments from my
5
favorite
franchises.
film franchises.
So you have
That's
20,
that's how I read it at first too, and then I had to read it again.
So you have 20 listed.
No, I just have 5.
One five from
One
5
from five
franchises.
different, right?
No. Well, you can do that
Yes.
too.
Yeah, because at first I was pissed off. I'm like, why I got to go to 5 franchises and then find a favorite moment from each?
I mean, it was relatively easy for me, but to do that, but
Probably would have been a better list than the one I have than just one franchise.
Well,
for
you know
me.
what, fuckers? You can make
But
your own top
that
5
isn't what I
next
made.
week. You all assholes. Pick your own 5. You
Well,
tell
we
me.
made our own this week.
I'm going first then. Screw you all. Number 5 for me. Jeez, old Pete.
What franchise are
now-
you picking?
Now, yeah, or do we have to guess the franchise?
No,
Or-
because you're going to guess this within 2 seconds. Star Wars. The Star Wars.
Chewbacca. Oh, you mean the list we did 6 months ago?
Yep, but I wanted to change it. I wanted to do it. Fuck.
What if
never
we
mind.
both have the same franchise?
Oh, that's fine. I did number 5 for me is the speeder bike scene with the Scout Troopers in Return of the Jedi. Number 5.
I
Love
thought
that
you were
scene.
going to say pod racing.
Now this is pod racing. No, speeder bike scene. Jeff, number 5.
I picked 5 moments from the series of Benoit Blanc movies. So,
Agatha
I
Christie.
what?
What?
Agatha Christie.
No.
Huh?
No.
What?
What? Huh?
Huh?
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. My number 5 is in Knives Out, when every member of the family kept picking a different country of origin whenever talking about where Marta's mother is from. Like every time they mention it, it's a different country because they're so self-absorbed they don't even know what country she's from. It's Uruguay or Brazil or Ecuador or Paraguay or Cuba. Nobody knows.
So you're
So that
hobbying
was-
your first selection because it wasn't like one moment. There's several
Yeah.
moments where they're all talking to
Yeah.
make the same mistake.
I guess you could say that because
I didn't enjoy that about Knives Out. I did find it pretty funny as they kept getting her Nation of Origin wrong.
Like if it just happened once, then it wouldn't have made my list. But since it happened like 5
Yeah,
times,
everybody kept guessing. Yeah, the wrong assumption.
Brian, number 5 for you.
All right. So my number 5 favorite moment in a film franchise of my choosing comes from the very first, The Fast and the Furious.
What?
What? No.
In the very first race.
Was it the car that went really fast?
Yeah.
Was
Let
it
him
the one that
have
had
it.
nitro?
Let him have it. Shut up, Blake. Let him have it. Which one is it, Brian? Come on.
It's in the very first race.
Had special booster in it?
Right, Blake. Shut it. Shut it. Shut it.
All right, I'm shutting up.
At the end, when
He won?
Paul Walker.
Blake.
Lives?
Blake, I will mute you. Shut the fuck up.
Dies?
It's the part at the end of the very first race when Paul Walker tells Vin Diesel, "I almost had you." That's where.
Was it the best sex scene?
Is that the orange car and the black car? We lost it. Blake,
You know how
shut
hard
up.
this is for me? You know how hard this is for me?
Shut up,
Okay,
Blake.
I'm done.
Shut up, Blake.
I'm muting myself.
Stop it. Go ahead, Blake. What's your number 5 since Brian just left? Asshole. Go ahead. Give us one of your fucking French New Wave films that you like.
I had 5 more jokes ready to go, and you know how hard it was for me not to say them?
No. Go ahead, Blake.
I picked Indiana Jones, so I'm glad nobody else picked Indiana Jones. But there's a mostly theme to it. But I really enjoyed the boxing match in front of the rotating Nazi plane.
Is that when he punches the Nazi?
Yeah, where he punches the Nazi, and then he's getting his ass kicked. But
is that where Nazis die?
Yeah. And then he ends up
Did he have a swastika on him?
getting beat up, ate up by the plane blade. It was pretty funny.
Is that the movie where Indiana Jones is irrelevant to the plot?
Correct. That's all of them.
Oh, Blake. You make me laugh. What's your number 4 from the Indiana Jones franchise? I do like that scene, though.
The only good scene from Temple of Doom. I really like the Shanghai opening with the antidote.
No, the coal mine. I like that one.
No, people like that, but I really hated that ride. It looked like stupid Disney ass fucking ride.
Pretty much did. No, the only good scene is when they jumped out of a plane in a raft.
Oh.
No.
Okay, now Blake, shut the fuck up.
I mean, that was as unbelievable.
I am
as
putting
nuking a
myself
fridge.
on mute
Brian, number
for
4.
the intern.
Brian, number
Putting myself
4.
on mute. I'm on mute. I'm mute, intern. I'm muting right now. Right?
He is muted, actually.
Number 4 comes from John Wick 1, where they're interrogating him and they ask him, like he says, people have been asking me if I'm back. And yeah, I'm thinking I'm back. It's like the part where he's all in on his return back into the underworld.
I'm glad you didn't say when they killed the puppy. Then I would have some issues.
That's not my favorite moment. Why would that be my favorite moment?
I don't know. That's why I was worried.
Favorite moment.
Should
we have least favorite moments in movies? Is that our next?
Maybe. I've never seen John Wick. I got them on DVR. I gotta watch them.
Were they broadcast?
I don't know.
Don't watch them if they're
edited for
TV
television.
recorded. Don't
Okay.
watch them.
Okay, I'll double check.
I'll bring them when we're back in the studio for you.
I know that one channel does it that is unedited. I know IFC does, but I think Paramount Network or one of them does. Not Paramount.
I don't think that they're streaming anywhere right now.
Okay, I'll double check. Jeff, what's your number 4?
My number 4 is in Knives Out when
It's not a franchise.
Benoit. It is a franchise.
Go ahead.
When Benoit Blanc and Marta are like walking through the woods, and they talk about how, it rained and there's footprints out here. And she walks up ahead and walks all over the crime scene or whatnot. And he's like, be careful not to walk over things. And she like pretends not to hear. So she completely screws up the footprints. Yep.
Okay. My number 4 from Star Wars is Rey and Finn piloting the Millennium Falcon in Force Awakens. I really like that scene when they first get behind the wheel of the Falcon. One of my favorite scenes. So, number 3 for me is I hobied this one. It's the Return of the Jedi lightsabers fight scene between Darth Vader and Luke, and Darth Vader attacks in Rogue One, just to show how badass he is.
All right, you hobied those 2.
Yes.
Are those your only lightsabers
Yep.
On the list? Okay.
Yep. Number 3 for you, Jeff.
Number 3 for me is in Knives Out, when Marta finds the broken piece of wood that could show that she was there the night before and throws it away, and then the dog bird keeps bringing it back. That was number 3 for me.
Number 3 for you, Brian. You're on mute.
You're muted, Brian.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Number 3 for me is from the Dark Knight trilogy. I hobied it. The Bane breaking Batman and the Joker interrogation scenes.
Really adopted the dark. I was born into it. I'm Bane.
Oh, God. Terrible. That might be the worst Bane impersonation I've heard.
Thanks, Brian.
I was born into it.
I think that was better, that one there.
I was born into it.
You could probably do top 5 in just the Dark Knight trilogy. You could probably do all of that.
Well, yeah, you could.
Probably should have done that one to Star Wars. Damn. Blake, you can unmute now. What's your number 3? Hey, he's back.
Indiana Jones truck chase.
Which one?
First one.
First one. When he goes under the truck.
Oh, okay.
Over the truck, in front of the truck, on the side of the truck.
I got you.
Punching the guy through the glass truck.
Okay. Is that better than is that better than the tank scene in Last Crusade?
The tank scene felt like it was a rehash of the truck.
Okay. What's your number 2?
You're going to notice I don't have a lot of Last Crusade stuff in here, but I do have some.
But if you've got Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, then we'll be all right.
Giant ants.
No.
What's your number 2?
But I do have this. I did like the River Phoenix, young Indiana Jones origin scene in the beginning of that movie.
Train?
I did like it.
Mm-hmm.
It had that. You see where he adopts the style of the man with the hat, and you get to see how he got his scar on his chin with the whip and all that other stuff, and the whole "it belongs in a museum," thing. Kind of like,
Is that your number 2?
That's my number 2.
Okay, I like that scene. That's a very good one. That's a very
Thank
good
you.
one.
Going on mute.
You can come. Oh, okay, Brian's on. Yeah, go on mute. Brian, number 2.
Number 2 for me is the Rocky's speech to his son in Rocky Balboa.
Oh, okay.
Wow, that's your favorite moment of all Rocky movies, huh? Wow.
It's one of my favorite moments in the Rocky in that franchise.
Right.
It's one of them, yes.
That's a good one. I like that. I like that scene. Yeah, that's a good one. Is that the one that he faces Mason Dixon line or whatever Mason line? Okay.
Yeah.
Mason the Line Dixon.
Mason the Line Dixon. That's what it is. Blake, you can unmute
Because
now.
a video game said he would lose to Rocky.
Blake, you can come back. Jeff, number 2.
Number 2 for me, it's in Knives Out when Marta vomits all over Ransom. Because her tell is, she can't lie or she gets sick, and she was able to hold it back until hold back the lie or hold back the vomit after she lied until after the big reveal, and then she let it all go.
Blake interrupts Brian, but he can't interrupt Jeff with his fucking Knives Out. It's not a franchise.
It is a franchise. They've got 3 movies.
What?
2 of them just haven't been made yet.
Huh?
Blake, you don't interrupt Jeff, but you interrupt Brian. Jeff's making a mockery of this.
I'm not making a mockery. It's the franchise.
I think he's insulting all of us with this made up franchise stuff with only one movie.
But there's multiple movies. My other option was going to be Clue, but that was only one movie.
You should have picked Clue.
They're making a sequel or a reboot of Clue.
Yeah, is that different? Is that the same franchise though?
No, no. My number 2 is.
You could have picked Clue because it does have multiple endings.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So flames on the side of my face.
Nope, too late.
Burning. Even breath.
My number 2 is the Battle of Hoth, the AT-ATs coming onto it when you hear the sound coming of them just stomping away. So that's my number 2 in the Star Wars franchise.
I'm a little surprised.
What?
I don't think I've ever heard you call them AT-ATs before.
We usually call them AT-ATs.
I know, and it drove me crazy. So
I know, that's
I'm
why
like,
I keep saying them AT-ATs.
I'm stunned you said AT-AT. I'm like, wow.
And my number 1 is Jabba's. It's a tough one, but Jabba, the skiff, when Luke Skywalker is
Slave Leia.
everybody. Slave Leia,
Sailbark.
when they're on the skiffs. That is probably my favorite scene in all the franchises. I just love that battle scene. Close. Honorable mention is the Ewok fight scene because I really like the Endor battle scene. Not so much the Ewoks, but just like how they use the terrain and just it was really cool. But I love the Jabba skiff scene. I love it,
especially the time when was it Luke misses the guy with his kick, but he still goes flying off the sailboat.
He misses it by 6 feet.
But he uses the Force to push him.
Yeah, it was about as bad as Nia Jax wrestling. But that is one of my favorites. It's so much so that they have the Jabba the Hutt skiff. It's 10 feet long, and they have it for sale.
It was no Bezos yacht. Let's just say that.
No, it's no Bezos.
Oh.
It's close though. It's close. And they have that for $450, and it was a Hasbro or Kenner exclusive, whoever's making Star Wars now. And a couple years ago, and I really, really want it, and my wife won't let me buy it. I don't know where I would put it. It would take up our whole podcast table, but I think it would be worth it.
Well, you might as well put it there since we can't use it for podcasting.
I'm using it for podcasting right now.
But you can also use it with the skiff on it.
I'll be honest, if I have the skiff right there, I'm going to be playing with it the whole time. Yeah, that's good talk. That's good talk. Number 1 for you, Jeff.
Number 1 for me, in Knives Out, the low-speed car chase.
Brian, what's your number 1?
I can't even remember the low-speed car chase.
Either.
It's when she's trying to get away and all the cops are chasing her and she's only going 30 miles an hour and they're all just...
Jeff, you screwed this up. That was X versus Sever.
No. That was an 18-mile-an-hour motorcycle chase.
Nope. That was from Slow and Laborious.
Jeff, I think you're confusing your movies. Brian, what's your number 1?
I'm
Shut
going
up,
on mute.
Number 1 for me is from the Rambo film franchise. Rambo Goes Home in the Last Blood.
Okay.
In Last?
So
thank you for not being from Rambo 3.
Yeah, that's by far the worst one, but in my opinion. No, throughout the whole franchise, I mean, he always talks about wanting to go home, and the last one is set at his father's ranch. So he never got there. Had never had a chance to get there until later in his life. So,
but really, isn't home the friends we made along the way?
Mm-hmm. He didn't make a whole lot of friends on it.
He made a lot and then killed them.
Yeah, I was going to say he blew up every one of his rooms. I like that home is this ranch, but let me booby trap it for everything, for anything, just in case.
I mean,
I'm jealous.
If you had Rambo's life, you would booby trap the ranch too.
I would love to booby trap my house right now outside. Let's see here. Blake, that's your name. What's your number one? Unmute.
Number one, the whole opening sequence of Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark.
You could probably
That could have been a
Great
short
sequence.
that could have been a short movie film and ended after Belloc takes us. Yeah, what's one's yours now mine again. It could have ended right then and there, and it would have been perfect.
I agree.
Yep. I had a class in college where we stripped the audio from that scene, that whole scene from the beginning to, and we put in our own audio, like all the music and sound effects and Foley and all that stuff. So
Cool.
that was a fun class.
Do you still have it?
I don't know.
Well, if you find it, you should put it on a website or something.
I will look. I found a bag of a bunch of stuff from college, and it might be in there, like a bunch of my projects. It might be in there, but I can't swear to it.
While you're looking
That'd be
for that, you
pretty
should
cool.
look to design a new T-shirt for us too. Anyways,
But I do have.
But I
do
can't
have
do
an
both,
honorable-
Jason.
no.
I do have two honorable mentions though for this, and the first one is, if you know me and you've been around me, and I ask for whiskey, I'm always going whiskey, and I'm referencing the bar fight where he's got his head being bashed and choked, and he looks at Mary Ellen like whiskey, and bashes him. The other one is, of course, when where he and his dad are both with what's her name, female Nazi. And she's talking about having sex, and they're both like, "Yeah," and they look at each other
When they're tied to the chair.
when they're tied to the chair. Yeah. Or the other one is when they're doing the only, I should say, Three Stooges kind of sense of humor in The Last Crusade is when they keep switching, they keep hitting the spinning
Fireplace.
secret door fireplace.
Yes.
That is kind of entertaining. That
And he-
was honorable mention too.
He drops the lighter and catches fire. Everything.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, honorable mentions. I had about 14 honorable mentions.
Moving on, Big Dev. He had listener feedback. He did Brian's thing. He had 5 franchises: the death of Optimus Prime in the animated movie,
Here.
the Rabid Bunny in Watership Down.
I thought he meant this Rabid Bunny.
No, he meant this one.
Great big fangs.
What's in the box from 7? What's in the box? It's
That was a
bread.
good movie.
Paltrow's head.
Classic.
Gwyneth Paltrow's head next to a loaf of bread.
And a vagina scented
And
candle.
vagina scented candle.
Yeah, it doesn't smell. I just
beat me to it.
I just lit this candle. The old
Fish
corpse.
scented.
The old corpse chasing Jack in The Shining. Ugh, that was creepy. And the pawn shop scene in Pulp Fiction. Brian did Star Wars. He did the whole thing though, not just movies, TV too. Luke going badass in season 2 ending of The Mandalorian.
Ooh, good pick.
Yoda, Count Dooku fight in the Clone Wars.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought
I didn't like that one. Yoda looked like a pinball.
pinball, exactly.
Yoda being the Great Warrior in Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, okay.
I love you. I know. From the Carbon Chamber. And Vader revealed to be the father. Number
I am your father.
sounded more like Bane than mine did.
I was trying to.
Yeah. You merely
that's
adopted the dark. I was born into it. Kevin on Cincy Explorer has James Bond films. Here we go. Q, the Q scene in GoldenEye. The opening sequence of GoldenEye. Is that the one with the invisible car?
No.
Oh, okay.
GoldenEye's the one with Xena on the top. I hope that's the one he was talking about where she strangles people with her legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, her thighs.
The villain Raul Silva intro in Skyfall. That's a good one. Bond, James Bond in Dr. No and Casino Royale. And You ready? My name
Yeah.
is Pushy Galore from Goldfinger.
That's his number one, Pussy Galore.
Pushy Galore. I think he just wanted my impression. Hey, Brian. Pushy Galore. Give me some of that nut bar. Pushy Galore. Honorable mention, any scenes with Blofeld character, along with the train fight scene from Russia with Love. No skiing?
Even the Spectre Blofeld, that was a little disappointing. Even with Christoph Waltz.
Steve at EILFM, everything I learned from movies. Okay, Blake, shut the fuck up. Top 5 moments in Fast and Furious franchise.
Oh, God, I'm going to have to mute.
Mute. Okay, Blake, or Brian, that's your name. Brian, I don't know past franchise 3, Fast and Furious 3, so you're going to have to help us with these. Jumping the Letty in Furious 6. Is that a car?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The bank vault chase scene in Fast 5. Hobbs versus Shaw in prison in Fast and Furious 8. Everything in the Hobbs and Shaw film.
The entire Hobbs and Shaw film. Okay.
Ready? I need the... Okay, hold on. I need the impression.
Got so many one-liners I'm
Stop it.
missing out on.
Don't interrupt my impression. Here we go. Dominic Toretto, Deckard Shaw. You don't know me. Boom. But you're about to. End of Furious 6. I don't know what that is, but it sounded good.
It's where Shaw introduces himself to Dom. I thought that was pretty obvious.
So... and Nisi said, I love Nisi. Just spent a good hour reliving greatest moments in movies. Wow, there are so many good ones, I couldn't even choose a franchise. I'm sitting this one out. So there you go.
I almost did that, too. I was like,
let's see here. Bad idea of the week. Number 600,212. Eating bread during a pandemic. Eating bread during a pandemic. Bad idea of the week, number 220, naming a candle after your vagina. I guess that should be actually 69. Anyways. There we go.
But bump.
Brian, real quick, do you have any obituaries? Or do we discuss them all?
Nope. We had, let's see, we got Tawny Katane.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. What a bummer.
Zippers at half.
Thanks for really
Did
bummering
they
me
say
out.
what she died of? Okay.
I didn't see
car
this.
wax.
That made me laugh. Go ahead, Brian. Who else died?
Frank McRae.
Who's that?
He was an 80s and 90s action star. He was in Last Action Hero. He was in a couple Bond movies.
Okay.
He was in a ton of stuff.
Okay.
And then we had Norman Lloyd.
Mm.
He was mainly early, like 30s and 40s when he got to start with Hitchcock. But he was also in Dead Poet Society and St. Elsewhere.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, there he is. 106 years old.
106, yeah.
Okay. Anyone
He
else?
had a good run.
Anyone else, Brian?
That's it.
Wow.
Man,
Titles
I'm so
for the
bummed out.
Well, let's get you back up. Titles for the show. I got Rotisserie Chicken. Taking Care of Charity. Going Ape. Death by Car Wax. Insert time here. I'm going on mute. I dropped the bananas. Jeff?
I have except a sports car. Smells like vagina.
Nope.
Quinoa-based whiskey cocktails. A show of bad jokes. The new Alan Smithy. Enos Envy.
Nope.
What's wrong with Enos Envy?
Envy.
Dickhead Edward. Sexy Nut Bar. Booby Ranch.
Okay, seriously, you're not even trying now.
And Slow and Laborious.
Oh, okay. Brian?
In the back of a sporting goods store. And the only other one that I had were 44 caramel nut bar crunches.
Fucking nut bar. Brian or Jeff, you got any favorites in there?
Well, I liked Enos Envy, but apparently we're not allowed to say that.
It's too close.
Too close to what? It's a person's name. I'll put it this way. If someone gets offended by it, it's because their mind is working dirty, not because the title is dirty.
Fine, Enos Envy.
But other than that, I'd pick Slow and Laborious.
Okay, I'm picking Enos Envy. Fine.
Yay.
Thanks for joining us. And Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
Walking Dead to Talking Heads, from comic books to TV sets. There's a history, not so bad. There's the history. It's the history of bad, so bad. The history of bad, it's bad. History of bad ideas. Podcast.
You've been listening to Hobie.